So now let's focus on some more practical aspects of dating. Online dating is popular, especially with COVID. And a common question in the community is, when do you disclose that you have SMA, or what or how much do you tell the other person, and when?
So for me, I've always been very open about the fact that I have SMA. It's kind of hard not to be. And if a person is going to be uncomfortable with that, they're probably not a real good long-term option. So gauging that upfront is helpful for me. I've done some online dating apps before, and I found it to be an overall difficult situation. And so I found that writing my blog became a better avenue for me to meet people. Jarrett, what are your thoughts on like your first sharing that you have SMA if you meet someone online?
Well, for me, like like all my pictures have like the wheelchair in it. I've never hidden it. I rock it with pride, you know. And then also like I'm very open to any questions because that's usually what the first day or two of talking. It usually comes out like, so hey, I don't mean to be mean, but what's wrong with you, you know? But I've never been angry or no question is a bad question, right? But it all comes out organically. It's never been like forced or like pushed or like first thing you see on my profile. I just let it come out organically, and if it doesn't and they don't want to ask questions, that's fine. But I always make it known that it's okay. You know, you don't want them to feel awkward or like that be a barrier in your future relationship, whether it be a friendship or an actual relationship.
Yeah, I think that's a really good approach. Megan, I'm not going to ask you this question because I know that you and your husband are high school sweethearts, but I will ask you my next question, which is, when you are on a date, how do you handle the practical aspects? And how do you handle maybe sometimes needing like physical help from your partner or others while you're out on a date?
Sure. Well, I think that my experience with dating someone new or someone that didn't know my limitations yet or what I was physically capable of doing or not doing, it kind of boils down to two things: communicating what your needs are, like it's okay to ask for help, but also be considerate and kind to the other person because they probably are new at it. They have no idea. You know, Jake at that time never dated anybody that was in a wheelchair or, you know, needed help lifting a heavy glass or anything like that. But I would say that how you ask someone is even more important than what you're asking. I think generally, you know, if they're a good human being, they don't mind helping. But if you're demanding help or, you know, you're rude or maybe not asking kindly, they may not feel appreciated or, you know, comfortable even with assisting you. So just being considerate that they're probably new at it. You know, maybe using a phrase like, hey, do you mind helping me, whether it's open a door or do you mind helping me get something out of my bag? Or I think simplifying it like that makes it simpler for both parties.
I totally agree. When I go out on a date, I usually have my brother and his girlfriend, you know, in the same area. And if my date isn't really like comfortable with helping me with something, I'll text my brother for help. But for the most part, it's always really good for me, or in my opinion, to ask ahead like what they're comfortable with, and that way you have an idea of what you're gonna need help with, so you can plan ahead and think about it. And that's what I usually do. So I can ask my brother, hey, when I text you, can you help me, you know, drink some water or feed me or whatever. But it usually comes out very naturally, and it doesn't. It's not. It's never been really awkward.
Yeah, that's important. I try to present the realities of caregiving with like a lightheartedness and a humor because I think it can be a little bit scary for people that don't have experience with it. So I try to make it funny to, you know, make them feel more comfortable. And then there are, you know, the practical aspects that make a date easier. Like Hannah drives our van. We sit next to each other at restaurants so that Hannah can give me bites of food. And this stuff was originally kind of embarrassing for me, but over time, I learned not to worry about it as much.
Yeah, and we like to explore new places together when we're like going on dates, but we always have a mindset that not everything will be accessible, so that we're not, you know, disappointed when we get there, and we manage our expectations that way. And similarly, when we do bigger stuff, like when we fly, we tend to take my mom or someone with us to help because it can be difficult. And like what Shane was talking about, keeping things fun, really early on in our relationship, when I was learning Shane's care, he made a bingo sheet of like things, you know, it was like putting on my socks and giving me a, you know, a bite of food so I could like cross them off and get bingo, you know, just like cute things that he did when we were dating to make it more fun. And I wanted to learn Shane's care during that time, but it was nice that it was more of like a fun game.
Yeah, I think all of this, everything I'm hearing here is about communicating with kindness and understanding. And if you start there, you can't get wrong.
Yeah.